Hello, hello, Pamela Topchian. And I had done a recording talking about my story just briefly. It's called From Breakdown to Breakthrough. And I wanted to talk today about why I think it's important that we share our stories. So, when we carry any kind of secrets, any kind of guilt or shame, anything like that, it definitely causes dis-ease in the body and in your mind, in your heart, and in your soul. It can really disrupt your whole system. And by sharing the stories, it helps first to get it out of you, to get it off of your chest. But there are so many other great reasons too. So whether you write it down, pen and paper style, old fashioned like, right? Or whether you're typing it on a laptop or iPad or whatever, just getting it out can really help bring clarity and another's perspective. It can help you to understand the whole the whole thing. A lot of times when we have trauma, it's not something we want to think about. It's something we bury, not only because we don't want to think about it, but we feel like we don't want to bring other people down, maybe by talking about it, or it's the past and nothing can be done. So we just leave it deep within us and don't talk about it and don't share it. And then it causes, real problems with your mindset. Stuck trauma can cause like I said, dis-ease, which can also cause diseases, illnesses. Um, even, sometimes it'll show up like on your skin, even like people with bad skin problems. A lot of times, believe it or not, it has nothing to do with anything physical, but it has a lot to do with the emotions that are stuck deep inside. And, it can show up any number of ways, even cancer. So, it's important to get it out of you. But also, like I said, and I don't have any notes here, so I'm sorry. I'm just sort of rambling about it. But you will find that whatever the event, if there was an event that caused trauma, or if it was life of trauma, if there was a life, um, like I had almost lifelong different traumatic experiences throughout my life. And a lot of people have that, I know. So when you get it out of you, you can help to see it from a different perspective and not necessarily from, the perspective of somebody else, but maybe you will as well, but also a bigger picture as to why did this happen to me? Where did all of this come from or start? Um, if you're unsure, then that might help bring clarity to that by just sharing it, getting it out. And when I say sharing it, writing it out, whether you publish a book or not, but just that's the first step. So, I have been on quite a few podcasts sharing my story, and there's lots of podcasts out there for inspiring stories or people who have made it out of some tough times or some really horrific situations and gone on to, not only live but thrive, love their life and love themselves again too. So, that it helps to not only for yourself, but I'm going to say it's almost a duty once you have healed from some major trauma or a major breakdown, it's almost a duty of yours to help others through their healing process as well. And just by sharing your story, just by saying it out loud, will help others to know that healing is possible. It will give others hope and it will give others, a reason to hang on, to know that hey, if, she made it through, or he, if they made it through, then maybe I can too. Maybe there's hope for me as well, right? And, that's just knowing that they're not alone, and then if they're able to relate with what you've been through or relate with the feelings that you've had, even if the circumstances weren't exactly the same, but maybe they were similar, if they can relate with that a little bit, then they feel like, oh, maybe my story isn't, so bad. Maybe I shouldn't, maybe I don't have anything to be ashamed of, or maybe I shouldn't feel guilty. Or just, wow, this kind of thing happened to somebody else. Somebody else lived a life like mine, then, there is, healing in camaraderie. There's healing in that connection. And so when other people tell you that your story has inspired them, that also helps you on your healing journey. So there's a ton of quotes about holding on to shame, about guilt, about why it's important to share your story. There's a lot of quotes and a lot of them, Brene Brown is one that is known for this because she is like a shame expert. She has done a TED Talk on shame many years ago, and if you don't know it, I suggest you look it up. But if you're worried about what people will think of you, I think that those that will put you down or think worse of you because you shared your story, those are not people you want in your life anyway. Those are not, good people that are going to try to put you down for sharing your story. You will find, though, I believe that more people will come out of the woodwork and say, I understand, or I've been there too, or they'll ask you questions about, you know, how, how you were able to and how you felt and what steps you took. And, just people asking questions, people on their healing journey, or there's the whole, like I said, the connection of this is how it went for me and this is what I tried and this is how long it took, all of those things. So I just didn't want this to be really long, but I just wanted to talk about how sharing is releasing. And the first step is you getting a clear picture in your mind of what happened, whether it's one incident or it's a lifelong thing. But whatever kind of shame you have inside of you, whatever kind of guilt you have inside of you, whatever kind of, um, secrets that you may be hiding in the dark or things you've never talked about, it's so important to get them off of your chest, off your shoulders, out of you. And if you're not ready to share with others, the first step is just putting it all down, writing it out, getting it clear in your mind. And that will be, oftentimes that's a catalyst for healing. If you have not been on any kind of healing journey through this and you have this darkness inside of you, this awfulness inside of you that's weighing you down and possibly causing all kinds of issues, whether it's physically or mentally or both. If you don't know where to begin, you haven't started healing from it at all or done anything to try to start to heal from it, just feeling lost, not knowing what to do or where to start. And also, maybe not even wanting to bring that up again because it may hurt. You have to go through those feelings to, you know, you have to feel it to heal it, is what they say. That's right. You have to feel it to heal it. So you have to go through those feelings and those emotions and know that it's okay. It's okay. You get it off of your chest, get it out of you. But if you're, like I was going to say, if you're not on that healing journey yet and you still have this stuck inside of you, then once you get it all out, that will most likely be the catalyst for healing. It'll be that first step, that big step, probably the biggest step in healing is getting it out. So I'm going to put some of those quotes in the description below. Also, if you're on a healing journey, I'll also put the link to From Breakdown to Breakthrough. I'll put that one below, and my book, I'll put that below. So please, please, please look at the description. And I'm going to put some of those quotes by Brene Brown down there too, because there's some really good ones. And I think that that's all I had to say. I just wanted to express how important it is, I think, to share your story, to get it out of you, to help you heal, get it off of your chest, off your shoulders, off your back, get it out of you, so you can begin to heal. It's really important. And, I think too, down the road, if you end up writing a book or even just keeping a journal, think about your grandchildren, grandchildren. If you don't have any children, maybe there's, you know, there will be ancestors down the road of yours, in some capacity. Um, it might be good for them to see what you've been through so that they don't repeat it. Or so maybe those tendencies, or maybe something, there is such a thing as ancestral trauma. And if they have an open book to what happened in your life, it may help them, in some way. So sorry if I'm rambling. I'm going to check if I need to edit this at all, but I'll probably just put it out there. But also there's holistic connections, conversations with holistic practitioners. So if you're interested in starting a healing journey, look at the playlist for holistic connections. There's all kinds of different modalities and methods of holistic healing that you can begin today. But I highly suggest you share your story. I highly suggest you at least start just by writing it out. And it might take years, but that's okay. It's okay. So, healing is possible. There's always hope. Please know that whatever you've been through, however long it's been, whatever you're going through, it can get better. I promise you. I promise it can get better. Thanks.